tried to flee the scene. That's in today's Take a Look at This. Plus, aging is an inevitable part of life, but is there a way to slow down the process? Foods that can help you age well in today's health headlines. All of that and more coming up at 4:30.
Live with studios in Midland and Odessa, you're watching CBS 7 First Alert News at 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us here at 4. Our top story this afternoon, a busted pipe at 42nd Street in San Jacinto and Odessa has caused the entire city to be without running water since early this morning. CBS 7's Joshua Skinner is on the side of the problem and joins us with more on what happened and what's happening now. Josh?
Yeah, Jay, it all happened yesterday evening here at the corner of 42nd and San Jacinto. Now, we were actually just told to move because a flurry of construction has really started up here in about the last 5 or 10 minutes. You can see this truck moving here. There's a couple of cats that are moving back behind us. There's gravel that has been put all over the road. Work is really starting to move. There's actually a giant piece of PVC pipe that they're going to use to replace that busted pipe. Now, the city initially tried to fix that busted pipe last night by changing some valves and kind of turning them on and off. That did not work. And so the decision was made then to shut down the water to the entire city. Crews have worked around the clock, as you guys can see behind me there, pumping water, digging out dirt. But one of the major questions that has arisen is, what's causing this all to happen?
I'm not sure how old that pipe is. It's a ductile iron pipe or cast iron pipe way back when, and it looks like it just split. Looks like it just split right on top of the pipe, and that's fairly common for older pipe.
That was Tommy Irwin with ECUD. We are now going to join a press conference that's going on at the Ector County Coliseum live for you right now. Let's take that.
So let's recap what happened. So yesterday we had a major water break in the intersection of 42nd and San Jacinto. This occurred approximately about 6 p.m. Crews have been actively working on isolating the break on the line through the valve system that we have in place. Crews, however, were unable to isolate the line. As a result of that, because of the critical nature of the loss and pressure, we were compelled to take the plant offline to begin the repairs that are ongoing as we speak. Water levels have reached a point, a boiling notice has been issued and is ongoing as we speak. The City of Odessa today set up a water distribution site that we are calling pods at this following locations: McKinney Park, 625 West Pull Road, Ector County Coliseum, 4201 Andrews Highway, Far West Event Center, FM 1936 and West University. That all began at 9:40 p.m. We will continue to distribute water to the citizens until supplies are depleted or 7 p.m. today. That will be the hard stop. Let me reiterate, crews are working tirelessly. They're working around the clock. They've been on site since 6 p.m. We're going to mediate this solution, and we are also receiving outside help. Midland has been a big help. They have sent equipment and they have sent crews, and so we are working. We have contact with the state. We have more water en route, and so what I'm going to do it now, I'm going to turn it over to Chief Alvarez, and he's going to give you an update on operations. Chief.
Thank you, Mayor. My name is John Alvarez, Fire Chief, City of Odessa Fire Rescue. We have established a unified command here. This is our incident command post, and so we're going to be operating from that. Obviously, we've got some representatives here from Odessa Fire Rescue, our Odessa Police Department, obviously our Utilities Director, Streets Departments, Parks Department, Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. We have our PIO, and we also have some representatives here from Texas Division of Emergency Management and our disaster district chairman that is represented from the states. And so what that allows us to do is, since we have declared a disaster declaration, that allows us to get additional resources here. We do have some assistance as well from the city management and the mayor's office. As the mayor mentioned, we do have pods, points of distributions at those locations. We're going to continue to operate those. We have personnel from various agencies that are operating those in those three locations. We have assisted the hospitals with some of their needs. I know that medical center was needing some water for their chill plant, so we wanted to make sure we provided that for them. We have delivered water to the nursing homes that were in need of that. As far as our fire suppression activities, we do have resources on site at several of our fire stations where we have access to water in case we do need that. And so those resources came from Midland County and Northeast Volunteer Fire Department. So a lot of moving pieces, and again, we just ask for your cooperation and everything on this. And I will at this time turn it over to our Director of Utilities, Tom Kerr.
Thank you. I want to provide you an update on our present status. We have spent the vast majority of today pumping water, dewatering the line, and getting water off of the pipeline so the repair can be made. We've accomplished that just shortly, and we are now proceeding to make the repair. We anticipate having that repair completed within about 4 hours. At that point, we will need to recommission the system. We will need to restart the plant and then start loading the pipeline system, getting people back in water. We anticipate that may take 10 to 12 hours. As we have never done this before, an entire system like this, we are making those predictions based on a good guess, but there could be some changes or differences in the actual numbers. But we appear to be proceeding well, and we want to thank many organizations, departments, fire department, police, many others, emergency management. We've been offered and we've received assistance from other sister or fellow organizations, and we want to thank all of them for that very much. So we thank you. Assistant City Manager Philip Urrutia.
Good afternoon. My name is Philip Urrutia. I'm the Assistant City Manager for the City of Odessa. I wanted to discuss with everyone our next steps and how we move forward from today. As Chief and Tom had discussed, we did have a great partnership of agencies help us with this event that we're experiencing. I don't think without the help of the county, the state, and of course all of the city departments coming together that we would be able to accomplish and be able to get this done in such a, it doesn't seem so, but in a timely manner. We are able to provide drinking water to individuals, and as we speak, we have a line of individuals at the Coliseum, 2 other locations in South Odessa, and then also in West Odessa taking place in the county. We want to let people know that this is still an active site. There will be individuals manning our command post that's here at the Coliseum, as well as work taking place on 42nd near San Jacinto. This is, again, an active working spot, so there will be work taking place. And as Mr. Kerr said, beyond the pipe being replaced or being repaired, there will be work that's required to get the water plant back up. So we ask for patience as we move forward to that. We do have a goal of in the morning to have the plant back up and running, but of course with that will require the plant to be charged back up. So again, we ask for patience as we move forward with this. We have been able to reach out to special populations. We did have a team of firemen and city officials go out to the nursing homes and provide water to those individuals. We've also provided water to several groups such as home hospice groups as well as MHMR. So we want to ensure those populations are taken care of. We've also received several outreaches from groups that have inbound, homebound senior citizens, so we're taking care of those individuals as well. And so we look to make sure that this gets done timely. And as I conclude on my part, I want to ensure the individuals of our community and the citizens of our community that all of our staff is doing everything we can to get this done and fixed timely. And I want those guys and girls out there to know that we're proud of what they're doing. A lot of these folks have been out here for up to 24 hours getting this work completed. We live in this community, we serve in this community, and all of our families are out of water as well, so we want to get this completed as fast as we can as well. But we look forward to providing more updates as they come available, and I'll turn them back to our Public Information Officer.
So right now we'll take a few questions. If you have any questions that we have not answered already, our staff is available to answer those.
Can I ask Mr. Kerr some questions?
Yes, Tom.
Mr. Kerr, as everybody's aware, we had a couple water line breaks about a month ago. Can you tell us about the situation situation we find ourselves in the city of Odessa with our water lines and aging, and what specifically the city has done up to this point to address these aging lines?
Sure. So Odessa's not really unique in this nature. If you actually research a little bit, and I'm sure you have, but aging water systems are common throughout the country, and it's often difficult for municipalities to be able to afford to manage those systems well as they age, and so that is the situation that we find ourselves in. The last time that we had the occurrence on our upper plane was a similar situation in which we had some older pipe that did break loose on us, and one of those pipes was very close to our main plant feed, so it created our pump station feed for the upper plane. Similar in this case, this is a very large, one of our large mains. It's a transmission line, and it feeds directly off of our plant, very closely. Our plant is over at 42nd and Golder, so we're very close. And it was bleeding so hard that we just could not maintain enough flow to keep the system online and absorb the losses. So.
And I understand that you've got a priority list in terms of replacing and repairing lines. Was this on it?
Not this specific section. We do have, it is a priority on our list, but it's not the only one. There are numerous areas in town where we have cast iron lines that are well over 60, 70 years of age.
And the specific line is how old?
This line is going to be well into the 60-year-old, I believe.
And given the fact that you have to start your process over again, and it's not something you've done before, are you anticipating further breaks as the water starts flowing again?
So one of the things is when we reload the system, we're going to be very deliberate, and we're not going to proceed very quickly, but deliberately. We don't want to go slow, but we're going to be careful so that we don't remove or reduce the risk of other breaks occurring while we're doing so.
Along those lines, do you have any recommendations for the city?
All right, you are listening to a news conference being held right now. This is on the grounds of the Ettrick County Coliseum. That is the command center. You can see the police vehicle behind there, and that is the command center that is heading all of the information coming out of this that's been ongoing. We will recap everything that was said today and get you up to date on what we've learned throughout our shows coming up at 4:30, 5, and 6. Of course, the other thing they talked about today was also the water distribution sites. City of Odessa announcing these today, where you can pick up bottled water for the locations. For water distribution, you can go to either the Ettrick County Coliseum, which is where the command center is. You can go to McKinney Park, which is out off Pool Road and I-20. And of course, they mentioned the Far West Arena, which is over at 1936 and West University. They also want you to know that each car is limited to 1 case of water. And listen, there have been lines everywhere you go, so please pack your patience. Now, throughout this water emergency, Medical Center Hospital is finding creative ways to take care of the 200 patients that are currently in-house at the hospital. We're going to go now to CBS 7's Kate Porter. She joins us from MCH with the very latest on this story. Kate?
All hands on deck here at MCH as doctors, nurses, support staff, and administrative staff are hauling buckets of water, gallon buckets of water from tankers, as you can see right here behind me. They're hauling those in to the hospital, and they've even nicknamed themselves the Bucket Brigade. Generous companies and hospitals have stepped up to make sure that this hospital can continue providing care to all the patients that they have here. Since 4:30 this morning, they have been assessing the situation and where the need is the greatest now that the city has no water supply. All surgeries this morning and tomorrow and this afternoon and tomorrow morning have been canceled, and staff is working on discharging any patients that can go home today. A lot of operations run off of water, including the air conditioning here, sprinkler systems, and cleaning of the medical tools.
It's been pretty wacky this morning. You know, we've done some things. We have people doing things that they never thought they would do. I mean, if you were here earlier, you could see all of us with buckets pouring them in toilets. But, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do and just to take care of your patients.
The hospital says they are prepped for 48 hours without water and will continue to evaluate what needs to be done as long as the water remains shut off. MCH also says that they are very thankful for all the help from the community that they have received today, and they will continue to reassess this situation with emergency management personnel as it continues. For CBS 7 First Alert News, I'm Kate Porter.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. There are also concerns about what could happen if a fire breaks out. How would the fire departments handle it since they're busy helping with this situation? CBS 7's Tyler Poglich got the answers today. Tyler?
With such dry weather and no water, a big concern right now is what happens if there's a fire and Odessa's fire department doesn't have the water to put it out. Midland's Fire Marshal Justin Bunch said he got a call from Odessa around 10:30 last night. He was told having issues with water system and fire department would need county tankers to station at Odessa's fire stations in case they did have a fire, they needed water to fight.
So the tanker we sent over there is it's a 6,000 gallon water hauler tanker that you see going up and down the road every day. So like I said, we use that one quite a bit, especially this time of year for firefighting.
At the moment, Midland County's Road and Bridges has one tanker, but do have others on standby if there is an emergency. And as you can see behind me, this tanker is the one that holds that 6,000 gallons of water. Coming up at 6, we'll have word from Odessa's fire chief. For CBS 7 First Alert News, I'm Tyler Poglich.
Get an update on your weather forecast. If you were outside today, it is a hot one. You probably saw a lot of the folks at the news conference wiping their foreheads. It's very hot out there. Let's get an update from meteorologist Jeff Hill. Jeff?
Yes, thank you. I hope everyone's having a great day, even though we have our problem. But it's pretty nice down in Alpine and Marfa. I'm going to take you to some live radar to see what's going on down in the Fort Davis, Marfa, Alpine area. Let's head a little bit north. Let's run up to the 285 just along Orla, right along I-20. Now we're going to go down south, Big Bend National Parks. We're getting a little bit of precipitation down for those fellas, and let's see if we can maybe get a little bit to move up our way. I-20, Loop 250, so it's dry up here. It's humidity is about 20%. Sunny skies, and well, we'll take a look at that humidity. Here's a picture of Ector County Coliseum. You can see the traffic behind my shoulder, and humidity levels about 20%. Here is a dry area, 14 and 13%. So let's see if they can move some rain into the area. We'll tell you more about that in just a minute.
Jeff, thanks. In your national news today, people in Buffalo gathered to remember those who were gunned down while shopping at a grocery store 1 month ago. Natalie Brand is on Capitol Hill, where lawmakers are still trying to create new legislation that